So we're gonna start a new chapter in our life here now that we have our building permit has been closed. Certificate of occupancy has been, what do you call it? Given? There's a word.
Received.
Huh?
We've received it.
We've received it, yeah. So now we're just gonna be doing projects from here on out. And to start with, we're gonna turn this area right here into a garden. We've called this the secret forest in times past, but I'll do a little walkthrough of the secret forest here and you can see what we're going to do. You can see this really big guy here that I love, but you can look at this, and this leans right at the RV, right at the barn. So I'm pretty certain that one of these winter storms, this tree right here will end up on the RV. So I've got to get it pulled over and fallen in that direction. So I've got my challenges coming into this area. I don't have an excavator, so I've got to do it all with my little tractor. So we'll see how that all works out. I'll keep going in a little farther. Moving a little bit farther in, you can, I got these roots here. My thought is that I'll basically just cut all these trees off right at ground level and see what I can do. But our whole garden is going to be in raised beds. So if I have a little stump or a root in the bottom of a raised bed, no big deal. But we're going to clear all the way back to the fence back here if you can see it. And probably take the trees that are being used as fence posts and take them down to about this tall and clean this whole area out. It's going to be a challenge to get it level, but we'll see. So anyway, that's going to be the next project for the next week, 2 weeks, whatever, to get this area cleared out. Right now the sun would just be blasting right in here if there were no trees. And I'll show you next what I'm going to do for equipment. Going to attempt to use this Badlands winch, which I think is much bigger than I need. 12,000 pounds, 3/8 inch cable, 65 feet long, 12-foot handheld remote control. I think that's going to be the secret to success, is that 12-foot handheld remote control. And the winch is attached to the receiver, but you can see the handles on the receiver. The adapter has the handles, has the front, I don't know what you call it, the rollers and all that, and then the winch bolts down to it. So I thought I was going to be able to buy a winch and just go with it, but it turns out I had to buy the winch and I had to buy the adapter. Let me get the adapter. Here's the winch mount that I got. So it doesn't look like much. It was pretty expensive. I can't remember what the cost was, but that is very critical that you get that, because the rollers mount to this and everything mounts to this. So here it is all put together. And I have a receiver that goes on my fork. I opted to get the receiver that has a chain rather than the one that just has the little set screw. My thinking is, if I'm pulling, let's just say I'm pulling 6,000 pounds, which I doubt I'll ever have to pull that much. But let's just say I was pulling 6,000 pounds trying to get a log up out of the woods. That little set screw is just going to rip right off and we're going to be done. So I got the chain instead. And I set the fork in the center and then wrapped the chain around it. So that's as good as I can get. Built this little bracket thing and put the battery in it, so I can just bring it in here at night, hook it up to the charger, charge up the battery, and that thing should last all day. What's nice is I can set this up about 10 feet away from the stump I'm cutting, cut the stump, and use the remote to tighten up the tree and kind of pull the tree over as I go. My thoughts are that I'll just set the downriggers on the tractor. So I'll get it where I want it, and I'll just put the downriggers in. That should keep the tractor from sliding. We're gonna figure out how it all works tomorrow, but maybe I'll put this video up today so we can get started. Tomorrow we'll try it, see how it all works.